At the end of many births, the advanced soul falls before the Lord, understanding that the inner self is all that exists. We hear terms like this: God alone is real. The higher self is all that exists. Know thyself. Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. The Mahavakyas, the ancient wisdom of the East, the ancient wisdom of the ages, the perennial wisdom that continues to resurface. We hear this, but what does it mean? Are we integrating this knowledge? Are we actually awakening? In this video, I'd like to throw some pointers your way, throw you some aphorisms, and provide you with a little meditation that should help trigger awakening. First of all, let me start by saying, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell notification, get more content like this. Leave me a comment if you like, if something resonates with you, if something helps you, and I'll be sure to create more. I'll be creating more content like this on a daily basis. My name's Brian, I'm a lifelong reporter, journalist, investigative journalist, who was very successful, award-winning, but then also who has traversed the depths of drug and alcohol addiction. I've died multiple times. That's how I know that this perennial wisdom is true, is that I've actually been to the other side, and God has pushed me back into this three-dimensional reality because I have work to do to participate in this awakening cycle that's underway. So if you're with me, I love you. About you, I'm here to drop wisdom for you, to help facilitate. We are all one, this collective awakening that's underway. And what a joy it is to be alive and here out in nature in beautiful Ohio and sharing this with you. So what I'd like to start with is the phrase that God alone is real. So God is synonymous with the self. We are an aspect of the divine that's in quality, not quantity. The entire physical universe is the body of God. There's nothing outside of God. God alone is real, meaning that every atom in this universe is pervaded by one substance, and that is consciousness or awareness, however you'd like to put it. This is the overarching trans-personal being in which everything lives and moves and has its being. So understanding that, we understand that this universe is actually a holographic projection. The pattern of the whole is encoded in every part. And we're all on various stages of initiation, rising up in consciousness, abiding in higher levels of awareness, stepping into Dharma, stepping into truth. And what that means on the individual level is that everything that you see is actually one thing. And you can actually develop yourself through stillness, through breath work, through Kundalini awakening, to see the underlying oneness, which is you. To see the projection that you aren't the individual, you're actually the one that is, how do I explain this? This is you, right? This is the universe, right? This is projecting the entire universe, but you take yourself to be the individual. You take a step back in awareness, take a step back from the individual, you can observe yourself. And this is your spiritual IQ, is how much of ourselves can we observe ourselves from the higher self, from the higher perspective. When we understand this, all of our issues, all of our worries, all of our suffering, all of it falls away because we understand truth is that I am not this. This is a dream. The universe is one, pervaded by one substance, and I am that. I am awareness. I am consciousness. I am taking a stand in awareness. I am abiding in Dharma, and I'm creating for the sake of uplifting others. I am participating to honor my role. The idea that you can't make a difference is a matrix program that is deeply embedded into the masses to make them think that they're powerless, surrendering their power, surrendering the truth of who they are, is that you are an aspect of the one. You are creating your reality, whether you realize it or not. If you don't consciously create your reality, one will be created for you by default. You're already that. It could be no other way. And so I had my spiritual awakening around time of COVID, and man, oof, you want to talk about having your worldview shattered, buddy. Activated memories of past lives, my presence in higher dimensions, consciousness being fundamental. This whole existence is one thing. And when you have that knowledge, when you develop yourself to cultivate this knowledge that I'm not the one in the dream, I exist on a higher level of reality. I'm actually sleeping in my bed, and when this dream is over, I will get up from my bed as if nothing ever happened. Let that sink in. The only way we can abide in these truths is to get rid of self. So that's another thing we need to let sink in, is that me, you, the individuals we take ourselves to be, has to go. Let that sink in. In this video, I'd like to continue with some aphorisms, okay? This is from Tantra, Vedanta, some of the world's oldest and most sophisticated spiritual wisdom recognition sutras, such as the individual conscious being as a contraction of universal awareness consists of the entire universe in a microcosmic form. Awareness, free and independent, is the cause of the performance of everything. Through her own will, awareness unfolds the universe on the canvas that is herself. So if you look at anything in this three-dimensional reality, whether it be a leaf or a branch or the skin, or the air we breathe, there's this divine matrix that pervades it. This appears to be solid, this leaf, right? It appears to be made of matter, but it's actually made of energy. Science has proven this. It's made of atomic particles that are vibrating and emanating from a field. The field is the underlying reality. Quantum physics has proven this. It's aligning itself with the ancient spiritual wisdom of the East, and higher dimensional consciousness is being anchored in. Clairvoyance, a lot of us are experiencing clairvoyance. We are seeing precognition. We are seeing things before they happen. We're being warned. We're being ushered in to participate, to rise up, because coherence, global coherence is what we're looking at, is that the 100th monkey. Eventually, there's enough of us here now that we're going to say, we're not going to put up with this shit. You're not going to enslave us, poison us, lie to us. And so massive layers of deception are being unveiled, and more and more people are being red-pilled. And so part of that journey of being red-pilled is to understand the darker aspects of this reality, why polarity exists. Personally, I was negatively polarized in my first 20 years. During being a reporter, I was affected by higher dimensional forces. Ultimately, it was my decision to make very selfish choices, which led me down a very, very dark path, deep down into darkness, until rock bottom became the firm foundation upon which I rebuilt my life. Now, I'm excited to be alive, excited to bring you this content, and I'd like to kind of wrap it up or culminate here with what I would consider to be a meditation. Now, I have studied the Advaita Vedanta, the non-dual text. I have been totally immersed in this, but what I'll say is, to strengthen the etheric body, to strengthen our understanding of consciousness, we need to cultivate an intense capacity for self-awareness. You are a God who has fallen so in love with its reflection that you are crying out to yourself for help, meaning you are already spiritually sovereign, but because you mistake yourself to be this, okay, you are caught in bondage. You are caught in your own illusory hologram that you are generating. It's being generated by the DNA. We're each generating. There are an infinite number of parallel realities. There are an infinite number of galaxies, an infinite number of Earth-like planets, the multiverse. It goes on, inconceivable, and yet it's all one thing. It is you. There are no outside entities such as God and Satan trying to manipulate you or control you. God and Satan are your spiritual awareness or lack thereof. They are the same entity, you. Okay, the negative and the positive are enfolded within you, enfolded within me. The only question remains is, which one am I feeding? So, as I mentioned before, I had been polarized on the negative path, man, and it is a path of enslavement. It's not even about service to self at some point. It is about masochism. It's about enslavement. You are totally enslaved to dark forces. You have lost your ability to exercise your free will. You can experience no such thing as spiritual sovereignty, but it all serves in this cosmos. It all serves a function. Everything has its role. It's all an aspect of the one, and so are you and I. But in any case, I'd like to wrap this up briefly. I'd like to just conclude this briefly by saying I'd love to hear from you. What kind of content you would like, and how I can help facilitate your awakening and be of service, how we can reconnect, how we can awaken to the truth of who we are and abide in that truth. Much love, everyone.